Welcome back to this special edition of Daytime Ottawa. We are, of course, celebrating International Women's Day and celebrating some amazing women here in our community. And one of those amazing women is Ottawa City Councillor Theresa Kavanagh. She joins us on the show. Councillor Kavanagh, thanks so much for doing this. And, you know, you and I were speaking off camera. You worked in the federal government there for a 30-year period. You've seen the challenges, the inequity, the lack of inclusion when it comes to women on various levels of government. Maybe we start off talking a little bit about your personal experience and some of the challenges that you've seen throughout your journey.
Well, I think there's been an evolution over the years. Things that you accepted and thought were normal back then are totally unacceptable now. The old boys club standard. There wasn't that many female MPs. There were obviously some always. But more importantly, there wasn't that many women in important positions, not as many as now, and that makes a difference. It's not just about the MPs, it's about the other positions all around, and that is changing over time. So it's happening more and more, and one of the things I'm doing at City Hall is working with staff, and the strategy that they've been putting forward is excellent. It's Women and Gender Equity Strategy for changing things at City Hall. So
right.
if we're going to do something, we should do it right in our own backyards first.
Theresa,
I certainly have that experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And Theresa, what is that? What do some of those strategies look like? What are you looking at the moment within City Hall?
I think one of the more obvious ones is how we're looking differently at our staff, the people that we work with. We're working with city staff and our own councillors' offices. There's a process in hiring that's been changed, so it's more equitable. So people are hired very fairly so that there is no problem in terms of being hired for the wrong reasons. We put in very strict measurements to make sure that people are protected once they get hired. So those are some of the changes that have been put in very recently, and I think everyone understands how important that is and how vulnerable people in those offices are. I worked in an office, you know, with a politician as a staff person, and luckily at the time I had a union that was formed
right.
on the Hill, and so we had people to talk to and protect us. You don't have that possibility at City Hall. So we needed something that was going to protect staff and have someone to go to so they can talk about if there's any concerns. So that's part of it. Making sure that people are comfortable to discuss what their issues are. And that goes for all staff across the City Hall. If there are issues, and as I said, in the past, there were lots of issues that people just kind of accepted. But as we move forward, it's changing, and you can speak out. But you need someone to speak out to, and you need someone to report to. And
Theresa, you're obviously, a mentor. I honestly believe that for many women out there. Did you have a woman within your lifetime that was a mentor to you who really changed your perspective and made you think, I do have a spot at the table, and deservedly so?
Oh, there's so many.
Yeah.
But the one that sticks out in my mind is Alexa McDonough, who took on the leadership and just surprised everyone. Like somebody who was from the East Coast, who had already fought her battles as the only woman in her legislature in a seat. They didn't even have women bathrooms back then. And she, by the way, she just recently passed away, so it was extremely sad for me because I had just visited her not that many years ago, the last time I went to Halifax. But she was funny, relaxed, and talked to everybody. And I thought, that's the way I want to be. I want to be someone who you can talk to and just feel comfortable with. So I think she was an excellent role model. And certainly there's been some trailblazers at City Hall as well. And I'll mention Mary Ann Wilkinson, who's been around a long time and who has been quite the trailblazer and seen a lot of change.
A quick piece of advice, Theresa, for women out there that are looking at getting into politics, such as yourself. What piece of advice would you give them?
Well, get to know your communities because those are the people you're going to represent. So find out what makes them tick. Find out what their concerns are. That's the first step. A lot of people think that go on some boards and this and that. Yeah, that's good too. But really get to know your community. Look at the grassroots local stuff that makes a community.
Yeah, and it makes a. I was just going to say it makes a huge difference. Councillor Kavanagh, thanks so much for joining us, and happy International Women's Day to you. Really appreciate you joining us. We'll be back with more after this.